elements guide me.
Next up, we have Shaman cards, and the first card is a really strong one. It is Squall Hunter. It is a 4 mana 5/7 dragon with spell damage +2, and it overloads you for 2. This is a really strong dragon for Shaman. A 4 mana 5/7 with spell damage +2 is really good. This will definitely see play in the Galakrond Shaman and perhaps in some kind of aggro Shaman decks. For example, the token Shaman that exists right now. I mean, you have to play a 4 mana 5/7 with spell damage +2 in some deck. Really strong card, and it's a common too, so an excellent card. Another strong card for the Galakrond Shaman is Dragon's Pack. It is a 5 mana spell. Summon 2/3 Spirit Wolves with Taunt, and if you've invoked twice, you give them +3/+3. So it's basically a 5 mana, you get a 2/5/6 Wolves with Taunt. This card is just insane in the Galakrond Shaman. It will absolutely see play in that deck. It's just too strong. 5 mana for 2/5/6 Taunts is insane. I feel like this is one of the stronger Shaman cards in this expansion. It will definitely see play. A staple card in the Galakrond Shaman. Next up, we have Invocation of Frost. It is a 1 mana Shaman spell. You freeze an enemy and you also invoke Galakrond. So what does the Shaman Galakrond invocation do? Well, you summon a 2/1 elemental with Rush. So this is basically a Glacial Shard with Rush. And I don't have to tell you that that's really good. This will also see play in the Galakrond Shaman. It's a really good early game card. A 2/1 with Rush plus you freeze an enemy is really good. Next up, we have Storm's Wrath. It is a 1 mana Shaman spell. You give your minions +1/+1 and you overload for 1. So Shaman got his version of Mark of the Lotus. This card should be really strong in the token Overload Shaman. It has a great synergy with cards such as Thunderhead. You use your Thunderhead, you play your Zap, and then you play this. A really strong aggro Shaman card. It will definitely see play in some shape or another. Moving on to Surging Tempest. It is a 1 mana 1/3 elemental and it has +1 attack while you have overloaded mana crystals. So a slightly worse Tunnel Trog we have here. It is still a very good 1-drop. Perfect card for the aggressive Shaman decks. It is not Tunnel Trog, but it is still a very strong early game card. Next up, we have Corrupt Elementalist. It is a 5 mana 3/3, which has a battle cry that you invoke Galakrond twice. In my opinion, this is the strongest invoke card out of all invoke cards we have seen in this set. You basically play this and you upgrade your Galakrond. Plus, you get 2/1 rushers with it, since you invoke your Galakrond twice. Definitely gonna see play in the Galakrond Shaman, a core card in that deck. I would dare to say that this is one of the stronger cards of this set. Really powerful. Next up, we have the first Shaman legendary. It is Bandersmosh. It's a 5 mana 5/5. Each turn this is in your hand, you transform into a 5/5 copy of a random legendary minion. I feel like this card is gonna be played in every Shaman deck in the first week or two of the expansion, but later on people will realize that this card is not that good. It has some high roll potentials, but in the most cases this will be a 5 mana 5/5. So not particularly a strong legendary, but it's a great meme card and it will definitely create some highlight moments and funny moments for sure. Another Shaman legendary card is Nithog. It has a battle cry, summon 2/0/3 eggs and next turn they hatch into 4/4 drakes with Rush. It's not bad legendary card, but I feel it's not that OP compared to the other legendary cards from this set. 2 4/4 drakes with Rush are really strong, but I don't feel this card has a place in any Shaman deck right now. Maybe you could just fit this into the Galakrond Shaman if you find place for it, but I feel you could fit some stronger card in the Galakrond Shaman. It's an okay card, but I don't see it being played. Next up, we have Cumulo Maximus. It is a 5 mana 5/5 elemental. If you have overloaded mana crystals, you deal 5 damage. So pretty obviously, this could fit in the Quest Shaman. It could be a 5/5 with a Pyroblast effect. It seems really strong and a definite fit into the quest Shaman. It's a strong card. Lightning Breath. You deal 4 damage to a minion, and if you are holding a dragon, it also deals damage to its neighbors. Really strong breath. It's kinda like a mini Flame Strike in some cases, especially good with the spell damage. You can play this with the newest dragon we reviewed earlier. An excellent card in the Galakrond Shaman, a very strong breath, and it will definitely see play. And finally we have the Shaman Galakrond the Tempest. It's of course the 7 mana hero card, you get 5 armor, and its battlecry says you summon 2/2 storms with rush. His second form summons 2 4/4 storms with rush, and his final form summons 2 8/8 storms with rush. In my opinion, this Galakrond is the strongest of all the Galakronds. The board swing and the tempo swing this card can make is just insane. Imagine playing this card fully upgraded. You get 2 8/8 storms with rush and a 5/2 claw. It's a really great tempo swing. And the hero power that gives you 2/1 storm with rush. Really great synergy with Shudderwock, and with all of that, I really feel like this will be the strongest Galakrond.
Suffer!
Moving on to Warlock cards, first up we have Rain of Fire. It's a 1 mana spell and you deal 1 damage to all characters. So this is kinda like a Whirlwind effect, except it deals damage to all characters. I feel like this is a pretty small effect to be played in any Warlock deck. It seems kinda bad and it looks like a filler card for the Warlock. I think it won't see play. It seems kinda weak and not impactful enough to be played. Next up we have Dark Skies. It's a 3 mana spell. You deal 1 damage to a random minion and you repeat that effect for each card you have in your hand. So it's kinda like a mini volcano for Warlock. For 3 mana you can deal like, for example, 9 or 10 damage. If you played the newest Warlock legendary card we will review in a moment. I feel like this could be a pretty nice early game board clear for Warlock. It could definitely fit in the new Handlock. Clear off multiple small minions or like 2 medium stated minions. I think this could see play in like Handlock or some controlled style Warlock deck. It seems nice. Next up we have Warlock Legendary. It is Zeraku the Warp. It's an 8 mana 4/12 dragon. Whenever your hero takes damage, you summon a 6/6 Nether Drake. So it is a pretty nice late game Warlock card. You play this on turn 10, you summon a 4/12 and a 6/6 with the hero power. It's a strong effect, but I feel it's kinda too slow. By the time you play this, you will either be losing or you will be winning so hard that this will just be an overkill. It's a strong card, but I feel it's kinda expensive and maybe it will see play in some kind of control Warlock, but we'll have to see about that. Next legendary for Warlock is Valdris Felgorge. It's a 7 mana 4/4 with a pretty cool battle cry. You increase your maximum hand size to 12 and draw 4 cards. So first of all, it's a sprint with a free 4/4. That's really insane. And you increase your hand size to 12. This card on its own could bring back the Handlock back to life. I definitely think this card will be played and it will bring back the old glory that Handlock had in the past. Another Handlock synergy card is Abyssal Summoner. It's a 6 mana 2/2 and you summon a demon with taunt and stats of the demon are equal to your hand size. A really strong card in the Handlock decks. Other than that, I don't think it will see play in any other deck. If the Handlock turns out good, this card will also turn out to be pretty good and will definitely be played in that deck. Next up we have Crazed Netherwing. It's a 5 mana 5/5 dragon and it has a battle cry. If you're holding a dragon, you deal 3 damage to all other characters. So it's basically an improved Abyssal Enforcer from the past. Really nice 5 mana 5/5 with Hellfire effect. Really strong card. It will definitely see play in some kind of control Warlock with dragons. Maybe in a Handlock with dragon package. It seems like a really great card. Speaking of great cards, we have another great breath. It's Nether Breath. For 2 mana, you deal 2 damage, so either on a minion or in the face. And if you're holding a dragon, you deal 4 damage with lifesteal instead. It seems like a really good early game removal card. The lifesteal is just a really good bonus, especially for Warlock. It seems like a solid removal. It looks like a better Dark Bomb to me. And Dark Bomb in the past was really good. I definitely see this card being played. Next up we have Veiled Worshipper. It's a 4 mana 5/4 and if you invoke twice, you draw 3 cards. At first glance, this card looks like an auto-include in the Galakrond Warlock deck, but I feel like Warlock has already a lot of card draw, and this card seems kinda like an overkill. It's a good effect, but I feel like it's too much. I feel like Galakrond Warlock will have enough card draw that you won't have to play this card in that deck. Maybe in an aggressive zoo-like Galakrond Warlock, where you play your cards really fast. I can only think of that, but in other cases this card just seems a bit too much. Next up we have the first Warlock invoke card. It's Fiendish Rites. It's a 3 mana spell. You invoke Galakrond and give your minions +1 attack. So what does the Warlock's Galakrond do? You summon 2 1/1 imps. So in the worst case, this card just gives you 2 2/1 imps. And you also invoke Galakrond. It seems like a good card in the aggressive styled Galakrond Warlock. Other than that, I don't think it will see play in any other deck. Next up we have another invoke card. It is Dragonblight Cultist. It's a 3 mana 1/1. You invoke Galakrond and gain +1 attack for each other friendly minion. This card looks to me like a slightly better Magma Rager. I honestly don't feel this card will be played. It seems kinda bad. I mean, you do invoke Galakrond, but I feel there are a lot more better invoke cards than this one. I honestly don't think this card will see play. And finally, the Warlock Galakrond. It's Galakrond the Wretched. It's of course the 7 mana hero card. You gain 5 armor, and its battle cry says you summon 1 random demon. His second form is that you summon 2 random demons, and his third and final form is that you summon 4 random demons. I honestly think this Galakrond is the weakest out of the 5 Galakronds. You could potentially make some kind of Galakrond zoo aggressive Warlock deck, but I feel like that deck will be kinda weak. It's an okay Galakrond, but out of all the Galakronds, I see this one being played the least. And finally, the last class we'll be reviewing is Warrior. Warrior is also getting its Galakrond, and the first card we will review is the Ritual Chopper. It's the 2 mana 1/2 weapon, which has a battle cry invoke Galakrond. So what does the Warrior's Galakrond do? Well, basically your hero gets the +3 attack. So basically when you play this weapon, the first swing will deal 4 damage instead of 1. It's a pretty nice weapon for the Galakrond Warrior deck. It will definitely be played in that deck. Other than that, I don't see this card being played in any other deck, so a pretty exclusive Galakrond Warrior only card. Next up we have Awaken. It's the 3 mana spell. You invoke Galakrond and deal 1 damage to all minions. So pretty much the same story as the previous weapon. It will definitely be played in the Galakrond Warrior. It's a pretty nice removal card. Other than seeing play in the Galakrond Warrior, this card won't see play in any other deck. All in all, a pretty good card for the Galakrond Warrior. Next up we have Ramming Speed. It's a 3 mana spell with an effect, force a minion to attack one of its neighbors. Honestly, I don't think this card will be played. You can just play the Super Collider weapon. Maybe it will see play in some kind of control warrior decks. An early game removal card, but I think you can just play cards like Shield Slam. You can just play Super Collider, which does this effect 3 times, and yeah, it seems kinda bad. Except the Galakrond package, Warrior is also getting its pirate package back, yes. And we are starting with a juicy pirate. It's Sky Raider. It's a 1 mana 1/2 pirate that gives you a random pirate to your hand. In my opinion, one of the strongest pirates ever printed. Of course, not stronger than Patches. It's a great 1 mana pirate that gives you another card to your hand, so a value generating card in the early game is really good. It will definitely see play in the Pirate Warrior. Really insane early game card, if not the best card that the Warrior got in this set. Another Pirate Warrior synergy card is Sky Barge. It's the 3 mana 2/5 mech. After you summon a pirate, you deal 2 damage to a random enemy. So it's basically a better ship's cannon from the past. It has the exactly same effect, but the stats are improved. It will definitely be played in the Pirate Warrior. It's a core card in that deck. Really strong card. Great addition to the Pirate Warrior. Next up we have Evil Quartermaster. It's the 3 mana 2/3 that has a battle cry, add a lackey to your hand, and you also gain 3 armor. So obviously this card fits into some kind of tempo aggressive warrior. The 3 armor that you gain is, I feel like, pretty irrelevant. 3 mana 2/3 add a lackey is okay, but I personally don't think this card will see much play. It doesn't fit into the Galakrond Warrior, it doesn't seem to fit into the Pirate Warrior. A kind of strange card to be printed right now. I don't feel like this will be played. Next up we have Scion of Ruin. It's a 3 mana 3/2 dragon. It has a rush and its battle cry says if you invoke it twice you summon 2 copies of it. A really strong card in the Galakrond Warrior deck. If you invoke twice you will get a 3 mana 9/6 with rush. An absolutely insane stats, one of the better cards in the Galakrond Warrior deck. Speaking of insane cards, we have an insane legendary weapon for warrior. It's Ankar. After your hero attacks, you draw a pirate from your deck, and it's also a 3 mana 2/3 weapon. I don't have to say a lot about this card. This card is insane. It will be a core card in the Pirate Warrior deck. The only thing Pirate Warrior was missing in the past is the card draw, and this card absolutely gives Pirate Warrior enough fuel to be one of the best decks in the metagame. In my opinion, one of the stronger cards in this set. It will definitely bring Pirate Warrior back to its old glory. Next up we have Molten Breath. It's a 4 mana spell, you deal 5 damage to a minion, and if you are holding a dragon you gain 5 armor. So it's basically an upgraded Warlock spellstone for warrior. It's a great inclusion in the Galakrond Warrior. It's a good card in some kind of control warrior with the dragon package. It's a really nice little removal for the warrior. The second legendary card for warrior is the Mighty Deathwing Mad Aspect. It's an 8 mana 12/12. With a battle cry you attack all other minions, so this includes your own minions as well. It's a pretty cool removal card, pretty cool battle cry, but I feel like this card is kinda way too memey to be played. It's a really nice design, really cool card, but I feel it won't make it into the warrior decks. And finally, last class card we'll be reviewing is the Warrior Galakrond, Galakrond the Unbreakable. It's also a 7 mana hero card which gives you 5 armor, and it has a battle cry, draw 1 minion and give it +4/+4. The second form gives you 2 minions that get +4/+4, and the third form gives you 4 minions that get +4/+4. Really strong effect, really strong Galakrond card. I think this card will make an excellent tempo styled warrior deck. You play a lot of rush minions, you play a lot of charge minions, you play a few invoke cards in your deck, and at the end you play this card, you draw a lot of minions that get buffed, and you just run over your opponent with big minions. It seems like really strong and it will definitely see some play.